Hey y'all, we are about to talk about some very uncomfortable truths that you may or may not like by the end of this video. Specifically on why your spell work may be wonky or not working properly, as well as your manifestation. First and foremost, if you don't already know, I am the feminine divine. I've been practicing for 24 years, and I never say that to be egotistical. I say that for the people that want to come at me for what I blend and practice that has been working for so long and yet have an opinion to say about it. Anybody on the left-hand path does not give a fuck, first of all, about what they blend and practice, because it's their own personal practice, and chaos magic is exactly that, chaos and what works for you. But we're going to have a whole separate video just on what chaos magic is and being on the left-hand path, because a lot of practitioners have seemed to have forgotten that. In case some of you needed a reminder, it's not a path about morals or rules, it's a path of anarchy. So on that note, this is a very isolated path. For one, if you are on the left-hand path, there are no rules. You are going to have deities from every culture, religion, ethnicity that you have had past lives in that are still with you in this life, who will call out to you. So rule number one, if somebody tells you do not listen to somebody who's calling out to you that you in your gut know that they are, go by your discernment, go by your intuition, because chances are you're probably right and they're wrong. That's a very ballsy statement to say. So if it is something that is not in your ethnicity or region, seek out a mentor or teacher who will teach you about that culture and about that practice, especially if in your gut you know that there's a calling or there's a certain deity calling out to you. Follow your intuition before you ever listen to somebody on here telling you that you shouldn't. Clearly, you see I'm very passionate on that subject, so we're going to get into that in another video. But first and foremost, your spell work is probably not working out for you or manifesting because of your central nervous system. And I'm sure you've heard that all in the right-hand path community, but it's true. In all communities, if your central nervous system is not regulated, and I'm a chaos magic practitioner, my life is very chaotic, but I work in organized chaos. And I know that sounds like a oxymoron, but I have taken the chaos in my life and have organized it into a structure that works for me and balances me. There are so many tools on the internet, like EFT tapping, meditation, and if you cannot devote 5 minutes a day to meditating or sitting in silence and collecting your thoughts of what has happened throughout the day and pinpointing the areas where it was your shadow that was triggered, the areas of where you have gratitude, and you can't spend 5 minutes doing that a day, then what the fuck are you doing trying to do spell work, first of all? So 5 minutes of your day, every single day, needs to be devoted to some kind of meditation, journaling, yoga, Pilates, dancing, getting your body in some kind of movement to release the pent-up energy that has been stored and stagnant and just being held in your shoulder blades and in pain, but finding a way to release that at least 5 minutes a day. And I don't care if that's your solo spicy time in the shower. That is a form of release if you're doing it in a healthy way instead of an obsessive way. Spicy time magic, though, at 333 is a whole separate video. But you need to be devoting 5 minutes a day to some kind of exercise to regulate your central nervous system, to bring it back down to a grounding energy. I could tell you all day, go stand outside and put your feet out in nature, and that works for some of you. Others of you are too chaotic, it just doesn't. Some of you need something more, so I do EFT tapping on the acupuncture meridians and doing affirmations to bring down my energy to a grounded level. But sweetheart, if your central nervous system is not regulated or being regulated at least 5 minutes of your day every day, and you're wondering why your spells are wonky, or they're taking a really long time to manifest, or that you're not manifesting, period, and even if you're on the left-hand path and you think you're too good for manifesting, you're just losing out. Because those on the left-hand path that know how to use manifestation to their benefit know exactly how to work with quantum physics to what they want and to excel in their spell work. Again, there's so much material and so many videos just on that alone, so I'll create a whole other series for that. But 5 minutes of your day needs to be spent in regulating your central nervous system. It's so important that you do that. I don't care what method you choose, what culture you choose to do that from. For me personally, I'm very connected to India. I know that I've had a lot of past lives in India, in Hinduism, and I chant Sanskrit mantras. They calm down my central nervous system. They do something for my brain and what I'm emitting out to the universe multiverse to ground my energy and to manifest my spell work. And I feel a call and a pull towards that, and so I work with that pantheon. I also listen to heavy metal music while I'm doing Kundalini yoga, and that calms down my central nervous system. And so I know that I need to do that for at least 5 minutes a day. But if your central nervous system is not regulated, if it's not grounded, if it's not in balance, it's causing your mind to go into chaos. And chaos, at the end of the day, needs to either be harnessed and balanced and worked in your favor. Otherwise, it consumes you and takes over your life and completely controls you and dominates you. And you are not a slave to domination of any sort, unless you're in the BDSM community. But that's not what this video is about. So I need you to take 5 minutes a day to regulate your central nervous system, either by journaling, EFT tapping, yoga, meditation, self-reflection, dancing, writing, scripting, journaling. I think I mentioned journaling, I'm sorry. Drawing, whatever it is to get yourself to a grounded, stable state. Because if you can't do that at least 5 minutes a day, and you're wanting to do spell work, you're wanting to manifest, you're wanting to do all of these things, and you're wondering why it's not happening because you can't devote that time to you, you need to start with you and figuring out the tools that we have here on this earth plane and how to regulate you. And once you figure out that method, do it for 21 days, then 30 days, and 90 days. And I promise you, you will have a shift and change in yourself and your spell work and your manifesting and everything that's starting to happen around you. It's nearly impossible that something good wouldn't happen if you do this for at least 21, 30, and 90 days. If you don't believe me, try it. And if I failed you, then type it out in the comments. Because I promise you it works when you figure out how to manipulate and work with quantum energy and quantum physics. And as stated in many of my videos, you will thank me later.